Hey, how are you? Edward Plant here from Lead a Better Business. I've been talking to a couple of business owners recently, because that's what I do. I talk to business owners a lot every month. And one of the common things that's been coming up is this frustration for not being where you want to be. Like that, I haven't achieved what I wanted to, or I'm not quite there, and it's a bit of a frustrating thing. And what happened, and so in this edition of AskEd, I thought I'd get into that in a bit of detail. So I think what happens is, and I can relate to this because it has happened to me in the past, but I used to be high achiever, achieve results, and then go, what's next? And continually, what's next? Or you'd set high targets or something that you wanted, and then not quite hit them, or not really be excited by the end result of it. And it's really demoralising. If you continue to do this, you end up dejected, continually burnt out and overwhelmed, and it's really frustrating. You can end up going around in circles and putting a heap of pressure on yourself and being reactive and not having the clarity that you need to get where you want. So there are three things that you need to change this happening in your life. So that's what I'm going to talk about now. So let's go over to my whiteboard here, and I've got a little triangle drawn for us, but we're going to have a look at what these three things are that you need to shift to change this happening. Is you're really after being happy. Instead of putting pressure onto yourself and feeling that you haven't achieved what you wanted to achieve. So that's what we're driving to. So the first shift that you need to do is change your expectations. So in this, we're talking about, I think you probably set too high expectations on yourself, and most people overestimate 12 months and underestimate 3 years. So what that means is you put a heap amount of pressure on yourself in a short amount of time. So what are your real expectations, and are you trying to do too much? Let's taper it back and allow yourself to surpass the lower expectations than failing to exceed your high expectations. Now, I'm not talking about standards or anything like that, but let's just set a realistic target for you to go to. Makes sense? The second one is, I think you're measuring yourself along the wrong metrics. So an example of this is a lot of businesses measure themselves on money in the bank account. But the problem with that is it's a lag indicator. That means that it's only when it's in the account can you tell how you're going and whether you should feel good or successful, and by then it's too late. So lag indicators cause you to be frustrated with not being where you want to be. What I set up with our clients is lead indicators. So those things that help, that you can check in on a daily basis that are going to drive your success. So they're going to lead you to the success you want. Lead indicators. And that's what you need in your business. Make sense? Awesome. So the third one we want to do is make sure you're running your own race. Now, comparing yourself to what everyone else is doing, it sucks. And it causes you to be in this cycle. And I just read a really interesting post that said Obama was 55 when he became president. Donald Trump was 70 when he became president. They're not measuring themselves against each other. They're in their own race, and they're doing it in their own time. And that's you. So put your blinkers on, stop worrying about what everyone else is doing and where they are and where you're not, and just run your own race. I've got one of my mentors, he's an absolute legend, and he's got a son that's in a wheelchair, has been in and out of hospital for most of his life, and has a really medically and physically has a real challenging situation to deal with. when it first happened to the dad, people were saying, oh, it's really tough, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, it's just his race. He's not going to be able to do things that you're talking about at a time, but it's his race and he's going to run it in his own time. And that's been an amazing paradigm shift. Stop measuring yourself on other people's race and just run your own race. So they're the 3 shifts that you need to do. What I'd love you to do now is, if you know what you're frustrated about, is hit a comment below or hit reply and let me know what one of those frustration is, and let's pick up a phone and talk person to person, and I'll help you solve it. Work with businesses every day on solving their problems, and I love it, so I'd be honoured to help you do that. So just either comment below or hit reply and we'll hook up a time to chat. That's Edward Plant from Lead a Better Business. Chat to you soon.